All right, let's get right into it. There's something happening right now, kind of silently, that might be making your most valuable work completely invisible. AI answer engines are, well, they're eating your best content for lunch and then serving it up to your audience, a lot of the time without even mentioning your name. So today, we're going to unpack this content trap, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get out of it.
So here's the plan. First, we'll dig into what this hidden trap actually is and see why your value is seriously at risk. Then, we're going to flip it and talk about the solution, a really powerful two-layer model we can put into practice. We'll even cover how to fix some super common mistakes and then wrap it all up with a simple audit you can run, like first thing Monday morning, to see exactly where you stand.
Okay, let's start with the problem itself, because this is something that's happening behind the scenes, quietly chipping away at years of your hard work, and honestly, most organizations haven't even noticed it's happening yet. I want you to just imagine this for a second. Your team publishes this incredible, deeply researched guide. It's brilliant. Then a member goes to an AI tool, maybe ChatGPT or Perplexity, and asks the exact question your guide answers, and poof, they get a perfect, clean summary in seconds. Now, the information is yours, but your brand, your name, it's nowhere in sight. So the big question is, where do you even fit into that picture anymore? And look, this isn't some far-off, maybe someday problem. The data here makes it really, really urgent. Gartner's predicting that traditional search engine traffic is going to plummet by 25% by 2026. Why? Because users are all shifting to these AI answer engines. Your content is definitely being used, just not on your website, and your main channel for getting discovered is shrinking fast.
So what's the real, tangible impact of your value just vanishing into thin air like this? Let's break down how this whole shift is actively devaluing what you do, and why the old playbook of just creating good content is frankly completely broken now.
It's really a domino effect of bad news. When AI serves up your work, you get nothing back. Zero. Zilch. No visit to your website, no brand attributions so they don't even know it was you, no lead captured for your pipeline, and maybe the most painful part, you completely failed to show the unique value of what you offer. You've essentially become a free, anonymous research assistant for these multi-billion-dollar tech companies.
This really gets to the heart of the crisis. This quote from Chris Vaughan just hits the nail on the head. So many organizations built their entire value proposition on being the gatekeepers of scarce, hard-to-find information. Well, guess what? AI just blew those gates wide open. If your main product is information, you're in a tough spot, because that information just became a cheap commodity.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, and yeah, it's a little scary. But here's the good news. It is absolutely solvable. So let's pivot to the solution. Let's talk about the strategic framework designed to help you fight back.
It's called the Anti-Cannibalization Content Model, TEM. And yeah, the name kind of says it all, right? The goal isn't to hide your content from AI. That's a losing battle. The real goal is to create content that AI is happy to cite, but is fundamentally unable to finish for the user.
And the model works because it has this really clever strategic split. Layer 1 is your citation layer. This is the stuff you actually want AI to scrape. It's your clear definitions, your general advice, the things that establish you as an authority. But layer 2? That's where the magic is. This is the conversion layer. This is the interactive, personalized stuff, calculators, assessments, diagnostic tools that need a human to input their own information. AI can't do that. It has no choice but to send the user directly to you to finish the job.
Now, I know that might sound a little bit abstract, so let's make it super concrete. Here's a practical, side-by-side example that shows the huge difference between content that just feeds AI and content that actually engages a human being.
This slide is the whole concept in action. On one side, you've got an article that just lists software costs. AI eats that for breakfast. It'll scrape it, summarize it, and the user never ever needs to visit your site. That's the trap. But on the other side, you have an interactive tool that needs a user's specific context, their budget, their staff size, you name it, to give a personalized quote. AI can't fake that. All it can do is point the user to your tool. That is the solution.
Now, to get this model working, it's not just about what you write. It is all about how you structure it. Most organizations have three major, let's call them architectural flaws in their content that make it way too easy for AI to just gobble it all up, even if the writing itself is fantastic.
So gap number 1 is anonymous content. If your articles don't have a named author with real credentials, AI systems in Google just see them as less trustworthy. I mean, think about it. If you saw an academic paper with no author listed, would you trust it? Probably not. Well, AI is the same way. Having a real human name on it is a massive trust signal that these systems are actively looking for.
Okay, gap number 2 is a huge one, and it goes against how a lot of us were taught to write. You know how we love to start an article with some context or a nice rhetorical question to draw the reader in? That's a huge mistake now. AI is impatient. It wants the answer, and it wants it right away. It scans those first 50 or 60 words for a direct, citable response. If you bury the lead, AI will just skip you and find someone else who gets straight to the point.
And that brings us to the third and honestly the most critical gap of all, having no decision layer. If your article gives a complete final answer to a question, you've just handed AI everything it needs on a silver platter. You've created zero reason for a user to click through to your site. Your content has to educate, for sure, but then it must make the next logical step dependent on something, a personalized diagnosis, a custom calculation that only you can provide.
So how do you know if your content is falling into these traps right now? Let's stop talking theory and put this into practice with a dead simple action plan you can use to audit your own work.
Here it is, your Monday morning audit. It is 3 simple steps. First, go look at your top 3 highest traffic pages. Do they have a real, named author with credentials? Step 2, read just the first 50 words. Do they directly and immediately answer the question in the headline? And third, apply the big test. Could an AI summarize this page so completely that a user gets everything they need without ever clicking? If the answer is yes, you're missing that crucial conversion layer.
Ultimately, everything we've talked about today, all the strategy and the tactics, it all comes down to this one simple doctrine. AI should be able to quote your organization. In fact, you should welcome it. Let it build your authority. But you should never, ever let it finish your organization's work. Your real value is in the diagnosis, the personalization, the context that a machine simply can't provide. So the question isn't whether your content is good anymore. It's whether it gives people a compelling reason to find you.